Bitcoin and Ethereum. What's this next move? Let's find out in the charts here, shall we? Well, Bitcoin. We told you this was a scam week on Friday, and yes, we're right on the money, and boom, there she went. Now we're going to talk about where it's going next. Are we going to go lower? Is she going to go to zero? Like most people are thinking right now, Bitcoin's going to zero. It's nonstop going down. Well, we're going to talk about that and more in today's episode. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm here in the 5x5 Stin Live in Dubai. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, and thank you very much. Also, what also helps out the channel is if you head over to bybit.davincij15.com, right? You sign up there for, and you could get, if you have enough money to deposit there, you get a deposit bonus of $4,500 almost to do your own trades, right? So make sure you do that. So, okay. Oh boy. Well, question that's on your mind is Bitcoin and Ethereum going to zero? Really? Is it going to zero? The answer is unlikely. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible because it's very unlikely that an planet-killing asteroid hits our planet, right? But it is possible, right? So it's possible to happen. So you can't say that it's impossible for Bitcoin and Ethereum to go to zero. It's just extremely unlikely. And if you wouldn't, just like you wouldn't bet on an asteroid, planet-killing asteroid hitting the planet, you don't bet on Bitcoin going to zero or Ethereum going to zero. So don't bet on those extremes events because there's no point. Hey, because it's just too far off the likelihoods of actually happening. Okay, if that's it, let's get on with the charts. Right now, we can see that we have to go through another consolidation phase. Whenever we go through these dumps, right, we go through consolidation, dump, and so we have to decide, okay, what direction is this going to take? Well, we have to zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out, right? And we have to look at the overall direction that it did take in the last little while, right? And let's just go to the daily, and you can see there was an upward direction here that turned into like what's called a rising wedge. And then once we broke that was the indication that this thing was breaking down. I also pointed out to our viewers that, hey, a break of this level there's a wick here. Right? The break of this wick was indicating that we should walk away earlier on, right? So if you're watching this channel, you've got that signal. That was a walk away point on Bitcoin, and it pretty much nailed it. And it broke down, and boom, right? Another walkaway point was this one right down here. If you wanted to hold up, you weren't too sure if that was going to really make it. This was the absolute, okay, we absolutely had to hold that level, and we did not. And we can continue breaking down further. When Bitcoin does turn, right, turn for the upside, there will be a lot of, it won't be this easy to spot the downward trend. It will automatically come. What happens is these downward trends, what we see, will actually turn into upward trends with fake wicks down. So we're going to see fake wicks and then boom and go higher. But we're a long way off from that. So don't expect that anytime soon. But I'm just letting you know that's what we're going to be looking for when we see a reversal of this bear market. So with that said, this bear market does give us a lot of pain. When we go down to the 4 hour, right, we saw this crazy wick that messed us up on Friday. And, I told you guys that Friday video that, hey, this was a scam wick. And yeah, it was exactly that. A few hours after I did the video, I don't know when it was exactly published, but it was this thing reversed heavy and reversed fast, and yeah. If you're watching, if you're part of our group, right, you could have saw this and taken action and traded this thing accordingly. Now we need to talk about what's next. Well, what's next is basically we should really just wait and see what happens with this consolidation before we actually take any action. But yes, we're definitely headed all the way down to approximately. I remember saying that we were going to talk about where we're headed to approximately the 18,500 ish area. So it could be like the body candle there. So like the $19,000 mark could be a stopping point. So if you want to trade, right, your target would be like, maybe around this area. And if you're already in a trade, right, that's where your target should be. But if you're not in a trade, there's not much you're going to get out of this except to scalp it, right? And so you have to scalp it on the lower time frames. And you can't really scalp it on the 4-hour. You have to go to the hourly or lower to really get any kind of scraping out of this. And so, yeah, you're going to get some chop, right? And it's going to be brutal. It's going to be painful, right? There's going to be these scary moves, these moves that, oh my God, it's going further down. And then, no, it's chopping sideways before it actually goes down. And then another scam wake probably to scare you out of the move. And then boom. So be prepared for those things. But is it worth the stress? No. I would suggest you wait until we break through here and then decide, okay, what it does there. Is it going to turn around? Is there any kind of turnaround candles where this can pump? Not worth trading here because, it could find the bottom here. I don't think so, but it could. And you can use the Rockin brainer to scalp this a little bit better, right? If you go down to the lower time frames, maybe you get a better scalping. There's not much here. You can see that the indicators is a little bit choppy and not giving you too much to work with. You end up, not getting much of movement. As you can see, the Bollinger Bands indicate the lowering of volatility. There might be a pump here because we did go through a tightening of the band and really tightened up, and then we can end up, pumping a little bit on the 15-minute time frame. As this thing was like really hard to trade, but it's still possible. You can see there was a little bit of wins there and there on the Rockin brainer. If you're interested in Rockin brainer, you can head over to payments.rockinbrainer.io to get your copy of Rockin brainer. Okay, just want to remind you that I'm a partner with NFT Shills, right? This is where you can show off your NFTs. We are working on the code for that, the code base for the collectors, people who actually own their own NFTs that they've purchased and they want to show them off. Right now, it's mostly geared to creators, people who are interested in creating NFT work. So you can check out cool NFT art work and find out when something's minting. And if you want to join in on that cool artwork because you like it, you can do so at nftshills.io. So check that out. Okay. So, look at that pump on Ethereum. Yeah, so Bitcoin, it looks like it was, I thought so. Pumping here. And it's going to be pumping even more because we broke out of this big consolidation on the 15-minute. Ethereum had the same kind of, scam wake, which I'm telling you guys about. It's pretty much the same. They trade almost the same. So you can see that you could have, if you followed this short, you could have made some good money, as we talked about it in the show, earlier in the show. So it might have been over by the time this thing was published. Now, what are we doing here? There's only short-term trades, and right now we've already missed this big pump. We can't really get into anything. We have to wait for it to consolidate on the lower time frames, and because we're already above the Bollinger Bands, it's too late to make any kind of trade with Ethereum at this point in time. It would have been nice if we were earlier on in the game. We could have seen that, okay, well, the trend is now reversing upwards, right? Especially since we came back and failed here. We could have probably looked for a nice W, and right there it is right there. This W right there. Let me just draw it out for you guys. Right here. There's a W. And if you want, you could have went with this W right here as well. Not the perfect one, but that one would have worked as well for you. And you could have ride the breakout, but it's too late to the party, so we can't wait for the next trade, right? Because you know what? When's the market going away? When can we say there's never going to be a chance to trade again? Yeah, that's right. The market will always be here to trade, so you don't have to worry about it. You can wait for your the next trade. Okay, guys. With that said, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. All right. Cheers.